What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you guys the stock that I'm invested in to play the sports betting sector. You guys know that this market is growing really fast, but not all states are on board yet. So just wait till sports betting becomes fully legalized, then the market opportunity will grow tremendously. You can always invest in Draftkings. I'm currently invested in that, but I'm also invested in this company because I think this is a safer way to play the same market. If you guys are enjoying videos like this, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I make videos every week. So with that being said, let's get started. So the stock is no other than Genius Sports Limited. If you guys have seen the public high growth portfolio, you guys know I am invested in this one. I have been thinking about adding some more at these prices. The ticker symbol is GENI. It is trading at $6.67. The high is at $25, so we are very near the 52-week low. But before you click off the video, let me show you guys why I'm very bullish on this company. After that, let me know your thoughts and if you agree or disagree with my bullish thesis. So guys, I drew this up to help illustrate a business model for Genius. These guys are data providers here. The ones below are all sports books. As you know, Draftkings, Penn Gaming has the Barstool, MGM, FanDuel, and plenty other emerging sports books coming out. But as far as the data providers here, there's very limited. The two most common ones are Sportsradar and Genius, which is the one that we're covering. There's a few other smaller data ones, but not with the recognition that these two have. So these are essentially the middlemen to all the sports franchises. You have the Premier League, which is the European soccer, NBA, NFL. This one and Premier League are probably the biggest as far as recognition and sports betting. Essentially, Genius and Sportsradar's bet for contracts and licensing rights from all these franchises. And most recently, Genius actually acquired the rights to NFL, so that eliminates everybody else as far as competition, because now if they want to get this data, all these sports books have to go through Genius. So now everyone's coming through Genius for this data that they have up here, and this is creating a lot of revenue for Genius. So in simplest terms, Genius and Sportsradar and other sports companies are the middlemen for all this franchise data that Draftkings and other sports books will need to provide their services. So I hope this helps illustrate the business model of Genius and why I think this could do very well in the long term. There are tons of sportsbook emerging still, so the competition down here is very competitive. As far as providing the data, I feel this area is less competitive. There are a few cases where this could go wrong, but I'll explain that later in the video. Don't click off the video just yet. I want to show you guys why you should invest in Genius Sports. Quickly, I'll tell you guys they have different product lines. They have the sports technology, betting technology, and the media sector. Their technology has been around for 20 years, and they also provide 24-hour global support. It is co-founder led, and I'll show you guys a recent article I found on that. But about 60% of their revenue is recurring revenue. You know, most of the companies nowadays have shifted over to the subscription-based model. So this is basically similar to that. Once they get a contract, they're basically locked in for a certain amount of years. And so 60% of that is actually recurring revenue. Like I mentioned, Genius is led by the co-founder, and I did see this article in late November where a lot of the board members and directors actually bought a lot of shares. One being the CEO, Mark Luck. He bought 50,000 shares, and I think this was, since this was in late November, I think this was still trading around $9-10. So this also reassures that these guys are focused in growing this company and feel that the company will be worth more down the road, as well as instilling confidence in the investor base. These are some of their biggest partners. On the sports side, you have NFL, Premier League, NCAA, and these are all exclusive rights, so no other data provider can give this data out, since Genius did win that contract. And then to the right is all their sports betting and media partnerships. Everyone to the right needs to go through Genius if they want to use any of this data and their services that they provide. And so just imagine all the revenue stream that they're creating. And the bullish thing on this is these are just the current partners. Every month they're announcing new partnerships, and that's on both ends, the sports side as well as new betting operators. Also add to the fact that this is revenue only on currently approved states and sports. So once more states and sports get on board with this, you can expect revenue to grow tremendously as well. Just going to give you guys a great example of this. You can see a few days ago, Genius Sports and the CFL actually came to an agreement for sports data and global technology partnership. So now Genius Sports will be the exclusive worldwide data rights provider for the CFL, and that should begin at the start of 2022. Another note that they didn't mention is that Genius will acquire a minority stake in the CFL. With that, Genius Sports will benefit tremendously because they'll provide marketing as well as new partnerships and agreements, and that will help establish Genius Sports as a bigger brand. As far as the partnerships on the sports betting end, they're closing deals with the biggest names out there. FanDuel is one of the biggest platforms currently. Just in late November, FanDuel agreed to implement Genius Sports' suite of NFL data products and trading solutions, and that's because Genius Sports is the exclusive live streaming partner and distributor of the NFL. It says here, FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook and mobile betting operator in the US. You have to think about it this way. If FanDuel finds it more cost effective to make deals with Genius Sports brand, then I think all these smaller sportsbooks will follow suit as well. And that's just for one sport. You know that Genius Sports also has rights for other sports like NASCAR, the Premier League, Liga Mexico, and then other Latin America leagues. So if everything goes well, the growth here can just be phenomenal. And you can go through their website. They're closing partnerships with everyone. You can see late October, Second Spectrum and Genius Sport expand partnerships, PointsBet and Genius Sport expand partnership, betting partnerships with the Philadelphia Eagles. Genius Sports announced expansion of its agreement with Etane and BetMGM, and you can go further back, Golden Nugget, and so on. I'll close up with some other earnings for the Q3. They did 69 million, which beat analyst expectations of 62 million, and this is 70% year over year. They also are increasing their revenue guidance for the year from 55 to 60 to 57, 62, and that will also equal 70% year over year growth. I did already talk about some of their partnerships that they announced, and remember, some of these partnerships are contract agreements, so they can be locked in for years plus. I'm not sure of the details disclosed, but you can definitely look into that on your own. Just want to reemphasize that this revenue is only for the 18 states they're currently operating in. So once more states get approved and Genius expands into those states, that will definitely change. So I do want to talk about the bearish thesis. The NFL did announce the deal with Genius Sports. It's also a multi-year partnership, but after that, they could lose the rights, which could tremendously affect their revenue if they fail to get the contract again. Another thing I was thinking about is these sports books like Draftkings and FanDuel could start creating their in-house software to pull in this data. They would still need to bid for the licensing rights, but that could eliminate the middleman, Genius Sports, and that would significantly affect Genius Sports' business model, since they would not have any need for them. So just something to think about. But as for now, FanDuel and others are signing these partnerships, and I'm guessing they are multi-year. So for the next couple years, I think this is a safe investment with a lot of huge growth potential. So guys, that is all I have for today's video. Let me know your thoughts on this company. I think this is a great way to alternative play the sports betting sector. They have a lot of growth ahead and have been dominating with these partnerships, but I do want to hear your thoughts. I am invested in this one, but you need to do your own research. I also want to reemphasize that betting in a sportsbook is not a bad idea. I just wanted to give you guys a different way to approach this market. I'll be investing in this market with both Genius and Draftkings. But with that being said, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next video.